you know how long an ant can live? The answer is surprising because it depends on the type of ant it is and the work it does. Male ants live for a few weeks. Worker ants live for 2 to 3 years. And queen ants can live up to 15 years. That must be because they live like true queens. Can ants swim? Most ants can swim and are known to be very fond of water. In fact, some ants are able to live underwater for 2 weeks without going above water, without coming up to breathe. How many eggs can a queen ant lay per day? Queen ants are the ones in charge of laying the eggs for the colony to grow. And the truth is that it grows very fast because a queen ant can lay between 800 and 1,500 eggs a day. No wonder there are ants everywhere. What do ants eat? Ants are omnivorous animals. They feed on plants and the flesh of other animals, so this means they have to hunt. And the soldier ants are in charge of doing so. Although they are very small, they are very organized and hunt in groups. They are capable of hunting animals much bigger than themselves, such as this worm. Do ants have brains? Yes, and very big ones. In fact, ants are the animals with the largest brains in proportion to their bodies. And they are also super strong, capable of lifting 50 times their own weight. To be equal to an ant, if I weighed 50 kilos, I would have to be able to lift 2,500 kilos. I can't even lift 100. It's a good thing they are so small, because if they were our size, they would be very scary, don't you think? Goodbye, friends. See you in the next Happy Learning video.
Search us and subscribe to Happy Learning's YouTube channel.
Why do bees make honey? Bees are amazing animals. They work so much and are super organized. The bee society is composed by the queen, the drones, and the workers. Although the worker bees can also be called cooker bees because they are in charge of making the honey. They make the honey with the nectar or pollen which they gather from flowers and with a special liquid they produce themselves. They use this honey to feed larvae, from which new bees will be born. So now we know why they make honey. The truth is, I really like bees because I love their honey and it's also a supernatural and healthy food. Here's a fun fact. Do you know how many bees are needed to get a kilo of honey? Well, we need 2,500 bees and almost 1.5 million flowers. Well, it's his hard work to get a kilo of honey. We can't say goodbye without telling you that bees are super important for nature. Besides their small size, bees complete a great mission: pollination. But we will tell you all about that in another happy learning video. Goodbye, friends!
Search us and subscribe to Happy Learning's YouTube channel.
Hello friends, welcome to a new happy learning video. Did you know that for every 4 animals, 3 of them are insects? We calculate that for every human being, there are 200 million insects. We are surrounded by insects, so I think it's important to get to know them a little more. Insects are invertebrate animals that share a number of characteristics. Their body is divided into head, thorax, and abdomen. They have 2 antennae, 6 legs, and breathe through their trachea. From the moment they are born, insects undergo a series of body changes called metamorphosis. Most insects are oviparous, and maggots are born from the eggs. As we can see in the images, they don't look anything alike their parents. They look like worms. When they grow, they enclose themselves in a cocoon they make with a substance called silk. Inside the cocoon, they undergo an incredible change in their bodies, and they exit as adult insects. This metamorphosis stage is called pupa, although when referring to butterflies, we call it chrysalis. The large majority of insects have wings. In fact, they are the only group of invertebrates that can fly. Another shared characteristic amongst insects is that they have almost perfect vision. They have compound eyes. It's as if they had hundreds of tiny eyes in each eye, which provides excellent peripheral vision. As we said before, there are so many insects, and there are also many types. There are very annoying insects like head lice, flies, or mosquitoes. Interesting insects because of their shape, like stick insects or leaf insects. Beautiful ones like butterflies or dragonflies. Or singer insects like a grasshopper or cricket that, besides from singing, is an excellent jumper. But do you know my favourite insect? It's a bee, because I love the honey they make. Some insects, like ants or bees, live in highly organised societies where they each have a job assigned. The queen ant, for example, is in charge of laying eggs. Drone ants protect the nest. And worker ants are in charge of getting food and taking care of maggots. The truth is, insects are incredible, and although by their size they might seem unimportant, they are fundamental for nature's balance. For example, they are in charge, along with some birdies, of pollination. Some insects, like my beloved bees, are constantly flying from flower to flower, transporting pollen from one flower to the next, fertilizing them, which makes new amazing plants come to life. The truth is, most insects, like most living things, are marvelous, don't you think? Goodbye, friends. See you next time. And don't forget to subscribe to Happy Learning TV.
Search us and subscribe to Happy Learning's YouTube channel.
Did you know that the spiders are one of the animals that most people are scared of? There are millions of people who have arachnophobia, meaning that when they see a spider, they run away screaming. The majority of these arachnids, of 8 legs, have 6 or 8 eyes, and yet they have poor sight. Did you know that the silk that comes out of the spider's abdomen is much more resistant than steel wire of the same thickness? Well, it is, and it's a lot more elastic. Some say that if you were to use a spider's web with a thickness of a pencil, it could stop a plane in flight. That's incredible! Humans can use the spider's web for many different things, such as bulletproof jackets, threads of suture for stitching wounds, clothes, violin strings, or ropes used to hold a lot of weight, such as the one used by this mountaineer. Did you know that spiders use their webs to hunt as well as to travel? The spider's web is very sticky, and when an insect lands on it, it gets stuck and can't escape. And the spider then makes the most of it to eat it up. They also use their web to make cocoons for their eggs, and some to glide from one place to another with the help of the wind, just like Spider-Man. The truth is, spiders and the webs they make with their silk are one of the most fascinating facts we can learn from our nature. Don't you think?
Search us and subscribe to Happy Learning's YouTube channel.
Hello friends! Welcome to a new Happy Learning video. Today, we're going to meet animals with 8 legs and are a little scary. Today, we're going to meet arachnids! Same as insects, arachnids are invertebrates and belong to the arthropods. But don't get confused. Arachnids are part of a different animal group than insects. While insects have 6 legs, arachnids have 8, like you can see in these images. Spiders, scorpions, and dust mites are part of the arachnid family and share a number of characteristics that we need to know. They have 4 pairs of articulated legs, don't have antennae or wings, but do have a pair of clamps by their mouth called chelicera that they use to hold their prey. A fun fact about arachnids is that they can't chew, so they swallow their prey by sucking them in. They suck the soft parts as if with a straw. They're carnivores, and spiders and scorpions feed from insects, other arachnids, and sometimes small reptiles and mammals. An arachnid's body is divided in 2 parts, cephalothorax, consisting of the head, and thorax, joined in a single segment, and the abdomen that can be segmented or not. Arachnids breathe through tracheas or pulmonary sacs. And when they're born, they look the same as they do when they're adults. But of course, they are much smaller. Scorpions are the biggest arachnids. The largest ones can measure up to 20 centimeters. They have huge chelicera in their heads and use them to grab their prey before they inject venom with their sting at the end of their tail. Spiders are the most popular arachnids, but also the scariest. Most of them are venomous, but very few are truly dangerous for human beings. The truth is, spiders are astonishing animals. Also, apart from being able to produce their famous spider web, they are able to hunt their prey in multiple ways. Look, look! Dust mites are the least popular arachnids because they are so small you can't see them at a glance. They are microscopic. But what is true is that they are everywhere. In every house, there are thousands and thousands of dust mites. Well, now we know a little more about arachnids. The truth is they're very strange and mysterious animals. But they're important for the balance of life, for this marvelous life. Goodbye, friends. See you next time. And don't forget to subscribe to Happy Learning TV.
Search us and subscribe to Happy Learning's YouTube channel.
Hi friends! Welcome to a new Happy Learning video. Today we are going to learn about the invertebrate animals. You all know that the animals are divided into two big groups. The vertebrates that have an internal skeleton formed by bones, and the invertebrates that have no bones. All the invertebrates are oviparous, and we classify them in 6 big groups: sponges, jellyfish, corals, worms, mollusks, echinoderms, and arthropods. The sponges are aquatic animals that are sac-shaped, and the body is full of pores. It is very easy to remember this group because many times we use them in the shower for our personal hygiene. Yes, many of the sponges we use in the shower are invertebrate animals. The jellyfish are invertebrate animals that live in the ocean. Their bodies are gelatinous and have tentacles. The truth is that when they appear in the beach, it is very annoying because their tentacles have small venomous stingers that produce very unpleasant bites. Corals are tiny marine animals that produce limestone residue, which give rise to beautiful shapes. Do you know this animal? Exactly, it's a worm. Worms are soft and long invertebrate animals that move by dragging their body in the ground because they have no feet. They can be aquatic or terrestrial. There are some worms that can be harmful, and that is why we must be careful with them. Can you see this snail? Well, snails form part of the mollusk group. Mollusks have a soft body without legs and can also be aquatic or terrestrial. Some, like the snail, this clam, and mussels, protect the body with shells. But there are other mollusks that don't have a shell to protect themselves, like slugs or octopuses. The echinoderms are exclusively aquatic animals. Their bodies have calcareous plates that form a shell. Some echinoderms are balloon-shaped and are covered in spikes that they use to defend themselves, like sea urchins. Others are star-shaped and are of course called starfish. The arthropods are the most abundant animals on the earth. Of every 100 animals that exist, 80 are arthropods. These invertebrate animals have the body covered by an external skeleton called a cuticle. The most common way to classify the arthropods is by the number of legs they have. This way we can classify them in 4 big groups. Arthropods with 6 legs. In this group, insects like ants and flies are present. Arthropods with 8 legs, or for example, the arachnids like spiders and scorpions are. Arthropods with 10 legs include the crustaceans like crabs and lobster. Arthropods with more than 10 legs, like the centipede that, as you can see, has much more than 100 legs and are called myriapods. Well, now you know a bit more about the invertebrates. Bye friends! And don't forget to subscribe to the Happy Learning channel.
Search us and subscribe to Happy Learning's YouTube channel.